You really are pregnant.
I know. I can't believe it.
Can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
Thank you to everyone that watched our first one. We got good feedback on it, so we're making another one. We're gonna talk about mostly our labor and delivery story, but we are also gonna just talk about a couple things that led up to that. We did deliver early. By we, I mean me. About 2 months early, and our baby spent some time in the NICU. And if you, I'm obviously feeding him, but you guys will get to see him in just a little while.
So I told everybody. First, I told my sister at a Halloween party that we went to.
I knew.
I was just so excited to tell somebody.
I was so mad.
Or anything like that. And so I told her, and then she looked like, yeah, I kind of knew Sandra looked like, aka Gabby, looked like she gained a little weight. Just kidding. But no, but she was excited because like anybody that we would tell, the first reaction was like, how is she pregnant? So that was our first reaction, so I wouldn't expect it. And then second, I think it was my job, but I was like really nervous to tell like my job because nobody knew except for a friend at work that I told her about my relationship and stuff like that. I don't know, I'm just really like scared for, especially at work, because I work like 90% of ladies, girls, I don't know. So I didn't want them to make them feel uncomfortable, especially like, you know how females are, like female, they're like petty. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna use the bathroom because she might like me, or she likes me, or something, you know, something stupid like that. So I didn't want to make any feel uncomfortable. So I told my boss, I was like, hey, so and then I was really I don't know how you say this word, but like I was struggling to tell. Like I would get up off my desk, sit down, turn around. Yeah, I would like, it took me like 20 minutes to finally have the balls to get up and go tell her. So I went and I sat down, and I was sweating, I was nervous, I was stuttering, everything. And then she saw me, she's like, what's wrong, sit down. And she's like, calm down. And so I told her, her first reaction was like, she didn't even seem like surprised that, you know, I'm in a relationship with obviously a girl. She was like, oh, she's like, how did it happen? And just asking a whole bunch of questions. And yeah, it was nerve-wracking. And then my supervisor, I told her next, and she sent out an email to the our whole department, and she texted me first saying like, hey, is it okay if I send out an email? When Liam was born, I didn't even respond to her like for at least like 30 minutes because like I was so scared again of people's judgment and reaction to it. So I asked her, my sister, like, what should I do? Should I even text her back? I'm like, my pants at this point. And but no, everybody was really supportive at work, and I'm really thankful for that because like nobody treats me anything different. They all treat me the same. So just the support, how they will ask every day how Liam's doing, how she's doing. It was really nice, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, so how do we tell your family?
Well, I thought it was a good idea to tell everybody that we wanted to have like a family breakfast, which I knew that it wasn't gonna go as planned because my family is very dysfunctional. Just trust me, like the kids are always screaming. My older sister and my younger sister are always fighting. My older sister, Anash, which she wanted a shout out, so here's your shout out. She is the one too that she'll be crying anytime you see her. She's just crying, and nobody really cares why sometimes. JK. Or my older sister and my mom used to bicker a lot, and it's just very stressful. So what did we tell them that we were gonna do? A family breakfast because
For Christmas.
No, it wasn't
For
Christmas.
Thanksgiving then, because we were planning something to do for Thanksgiving or something.
Oh, and it was a Sunday, so we were like, oh yeah, we've been trying to start, like a family day time or whatever, and they were just like, okay, we'll be there.
And I told her, I was like, hey, let's wake up early because we gotta make breakfast and stuff like that. She's like, why? They're just pancakes.
Yeah, the
And we
plan
were
was to
late.
make pancakes, which I still have that video we're gonna show you. The plan was to make pancakes, and I was so mad because I kept bringing the pancakes, and everybody was like, "Where's my pancakes?" And I would make one, and someone would eat it, and I was just like, I can't wait till all this is out, so they can know why they're really here. But we told everyone, and their first reaction was just like,
They were in shock.
they were like this. They were like, like they didn't know if they were
They didn't
being
wanna
punked or
ask.
what. Yeah.
They don't want to
And
ask.
then I was like, it really is, and like it really is happening. It's true. And they didn't believe me, so we had to pull out a video of. Oh wait, we made a cover, and we'll show you that too.
It's gonna be right here.
And my mom just saw it because she's a movie person, and I was like, here is a movie that you want to watch. And then she looked at it and she just started laughing and she didn't believe it. And so we had to pull out a video.
No, she was like, because we had it in a plastic
Oh my
bag.
gosh.
Oh my god. We had it in a plastic bag, and I was like, yeah, watch this movie. And then they were all fighting about who's gonna watch the movie first. She's like, yo primero. And then I think she saw it over the bag, the plastic bag, and her face just like, her eyes opened so wide and everything. And then there was a pregnancy stick. What do you
Oh
call
yeah,
those?
I put my
Inside there,
pregnancy
and that's all because we didn't have an ultrasound or anything. And so they opened it and it fell out. Well, you guys are gonna watch the video.
Yo primero. No, because she never. What is it? Is it whatever I. What is it?
What the hell? I'm famous.
Let me see.
Open the box.
Who's pregnant?
What the hell is pregnant? Jessica, are you pregnant?
What does it say on the cover?
Oh. The dogs are pregnant?
Who's pregnant?
¿Está embarazada la perra o qué?
Who the hell is pregnant?
Who do you see on the picture? Who's eating a lot?
You're pregnant? Yes? From. How? Your dog's pregnant?
Why are you guys crying?
¿Por qué chillas?
Ma, why are you crying? Dang, I wasn't expecting all of this.
¿Por qué chillas?
Wait, Ma, wait, son happy tears or sad tears?
Dale un abrazo.
Oh my god, you guys.
So this is real?
Yes, are you gonna
I'm still thinking it's fake.
Está volteando, le voy a voltar la pinche Alberto ahorita que está al lado.
But yeah, everybody was just confused because I was recording my phone and I thought they were gonna believe it. So I had to stop recording
And
with my
explain
phone
to
and
them.
explain, and then they still didn't believe us. So I actually had to send a video that I recorded on our first appointment, and then out of nowhere, her mom and her
just
sister
started crying.
out of nowhere. And the only one that didn't cry is heartless Jessica, but I know she means well. And I know inside she was crying, but she just didn't want to show it. She doesn't like to show love. But yeah, that's how we told everybody. I didn't tell. I mean, I told my mom, but my mom's not understanding. That's another topic. Throughout our whole pregnancy, everything went normal until she was what, 32 weeks?
Well, yeah. First trimester, just got the regular symptoms. I was really tired. I didn't really get too much morning sickness. So I thought I had a really easy pregnancy, except for we started noticing that we started getting more ultrasounds than normal ordered. I remember a couple people would ask me like, dang, or they would say like, dang, I only had like three or four ultrasounds max when I was pregnant, and we had already had like 3 or 4, and we weren't even halfway done with our pregnancy. So that was a red flag. And I remember we actually got a call back after one of our ultrasounds, and they actually had a concern. Long story short, we thought that there was a chance that he was gonna come out with some kind. It was trisomy. How do you say it? Trisomy. We thought that he might come out with Down syndrome or something alike, because his measurements of his head weren't measuring. I guess his head was measuring small, so they had to order a lot more ultrasounds, which was kind of hard because we didn't know really what to expect, and it wasn't something obviously that we were planning for. But getting that call was kind of hard. But anyway, so when we went after that, everything came out normal. All the extra tests that I got done, they said it wasn't confirming it, but everything looked okay, so we kind of just relaxed a little bit. And then everything went well until I was about 32 weeks. I started noticing that I just swelled up out of nowhere, and I gained like 10 pounds in that week, and I had lots of headaches. And then at 33 weeks,
at 33 weeks, I was at work, and she called me and was like, hey, I'm at the hospital, they want to keep me, and because I guess she could have a stroke or something like that. So but she's like, I'll have to pee in a bottle or something, like to run some tests. So she's like, don't worry, just come home, whatever. So I came home, and I come home usually hitting traffic and stuff like that, like 5:30 or something like that. She still wasn't home. She came home like around 8 o'clock from the hospital. It was like, I have to go back early in the morning because they run me the test and stuff like that. So the next day went in. I think I called in. Did I call in?
no.
Where did I go? Okay, then she went back, and then that's when they kept her at the hospital, and everything from there, it was like scary.
Well,
I don't know, to me it was scary because I never experienced anything like that.
so that's her side of the story. So that's what she experienced. But so basically what happened is I had just a regular follow-up or a regular visit with my OB, and when I got there, I guess my blood pressure was really high, and she just told me go to what is it called? I forgot what it's called. Triage. She said go to triage, and they hook you up to the machine, and they make sure that the baby is doing okay, that he's not under stress or whatever. And I just kept hearing the nurse, like, you know, they have the little curtains, and I kept hearing the nurse just go around, and they told everybody, okay, you know, you gotta sign these release forms and then you're good to go. And they kept getting closer and closer, but they never came in the room. So that was kind of I was getting a little nervous because I had already been there for a while. So they came in and they told me, we think you have preeclampsia, and the only way to confirm it is you have to do this 24-hour urine test, pee in it, save it, which was gross, and then bring it back tomorrow. So I brought it back the next day in the morning, and then they said that my levels were really high, and that along with the high blood pressure was really concerning. So at that point it went from 0 to 100 because they said they were going to keep me because there was a possibility that I would have to deliver. And then I was just like, I can't have the baby right now because we're not ready, and also like it's only 33 weeks we were supposed to get to 40, and I had just plans that I was gonna dance the baby out at 37 weeks. So I was like, so then I called her and I said, hey, we're gonna have a baby probably. So she comes rushing from work, and at that time I was hooked up to all these machines. They put me on this medicine called magnesium. They put me on this medicine called magnesium, and they said it was because they had to drop my blood pressure so I wouldn't have a stroke, and that I was going to be transported to the downtown hospital because they couldn't handle, or they can't take care of our of high-risk pregnancies there, especially if I were to deliver at 33 weeks. So in the back of my head, when we were in the delivery room, I was just thinking, like, could the doctors have been right because of everything that we're saying and all this stuff is going wrong? Like, what is gonna, like, I wasn't really concerned about myself because, to be honest, like, I took it very lightly at first. And then when they finally decided to induce me, I was like, wait, this is really serious. How is the baby gonna be okay? Am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna have even more complications? And it was really hard for me also because I wasn't able to have him naturally, or even I was supposed to try, but with the bleeding and everything, they just had to rush me into a C-section. But also, I'm really thankful for all the nurses because it was just, I was scared that I wasn't going to like my next nurse, or that my next nurse wasn't going to be as patient with me as the current one. And I was just very uncomfortable. I couldn't move. I was strapped. The whole time had a lot of machines, connected to a lot of machines, and on medicine that I couldn't even really, I wasn't allowed to get up to go to the restroom. I had to use a bedpan at a point, which was, I mean, nobody wants to do that. And then finally, like, I was supposed to, while I was getting induced, I was with this hope that it was gonna be like, okay, this is the last thing that's gonna go wrong. And then whenever they couldn't find the baby's heartbeat, I just looked around and I remember seeing everybody really stressed and crying, and I wasn't sure what to think, and I kind of didn't want to cry because I didn't want to get everybody else crying more, but I just had a lot of thoughts in the back of my mind, and yeah,
it was just scary, period, and emotional. I mean, because I know you guys are probably thinking like, oh my god, you know, it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal when it's our first time. She never experienced it. I never experienced pregnancy intense like this, and then she got mad. She was like, oh, you should have recorded. My first reaction was not get the camera, record this and stuff like that. My first reaction is like, what's going to happen to her? What's going to happen to the baby? And then cry out. That was my reaction to everything.
Well, thank you guys for watching, and these couple videos are just our introductions, but we have a lot to talk about, and hope to see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
What up, guys? Make sure you slap that subscribe button so you can be notified whenever we post new videos. Also, go ahead and follow us on social media. Mine will be down here. Yeah, we will be down there.